老师就点那个 star 是吗？
对，
这个是直接点 next 还是？
读
哦
most
开始。
people
Most people do not realize that some banks literally make money.
people 和
就
literally 不要拖音，专注读。
Most people do not realize that some banks literally make money.
most people 还是拖音，most people
Most people
对
do not realize that some banks literally make money. Most people do not realize that some banks literally make money. Literally
banks 不要拖音。
some banks. Most people do not realize that some banks literally make money.
对了
The subject outlines are a good place to go to find information.
，information
The subject outlines are a good place to go to find information.
place 不要扬调。
Good place. Your subject outlines are a good place to go to find information. Your subject's outlines are a good place to go to find information. Good place to go to find information. Your subject outlines are a good place to go to find information.
mation 有点点扬调哈，mation 还是那个重音，注意重音。
好。This book is not ordinary book and should not be read through beginning to the end. This book is not ordinary book and should not be read through beginning to end. This book is not ordinary book and should not be read through beginning to end. Ordinary. This book is not ordinary.
紧凑 ordinary 紧凑。
Ordinary. This book is not ordinary book and should not be read through beginning to end.
读错了不要紧，保持淡定。
好。
你刚刚不知道自己读错了是吧？
我知道。
好 two sisters.
Two sisters were at dinner party when the conversation turned to upbringing. Two sisters were at dinner party. Two sisters were at dinner party when the conversation turned to upbringing. Two sisters were at dinner party when conversation turned to upbringing.
不要 conversation 呐，专注
Conversation.
你看的都读漏掉了，专注看音节。nature
offers no great splendor. Nature offers no greater splendor than the starry sky on a clear, dark night. Nature offers no greater splendor than the starry sky on a clear, dark night. Nature offers
核心
Nature offers no greater splendor than the starry sky on a clear, dark night. They were able to establish their iconic status in an age. They were able to establish their iconic status in an age. They were able to establish their iconic status in an age. They were able to establish the iconic status in an age. They were able to establish their iconic status in an age.
对了，声音有力度了，核心收复哈。
好。Despite a number of events in recent years devoted to language diversity. Despite a numbers of events in recent years.
不要拖音了 events.
Despite a number of events in recent years devoted to language diversity.
注意重音 devoted to language diversity.
The language diversity devoted Higher number. Despite a number of events in recent years devoted to language diversity.
有一点点拖音哈，不要拖音哈。Repeat sentence.
39.5% of California residents do not speak English in the home.
California residents do not speak English at home.
对了，有重音，注意连贯性、句型感。
The tutorial rooms are located along the left-hand side.
The tutorial rooms are located at the left-hand side.
对了，有重音了。
Let's see if the technology is going
Let's
to
see the
cooperate for this
technology.
presentation.
Let's see the technology is going to cooperate.
非常好，声音。
She doesn't care about anything but what is honest and true.
She doesn't care about anything but what is honest and truth.
不要赶，不要赶。
Children are not allowed in tutorial rooms at any time.
Children are not allowed in tutorial room.
In Europe, the political pressure is similar regarding globalization.
In Europe, the pressure is globalization.
Politicians make much better decisions when they listen to public opinion.
Politicians make much better decisions.
We have very little actual documentation of it.
Very little documentation. We have very little documentation.
不错，声音。
We've been doing research in that area for probably over 25 years.
We have been doing research for probably 25 years.
The media have had a great influence on people's beliefs and attitudes.
The media has great influence.
The final exam will test material from all chapters covered in class this term.
Final exam. The final exam will test the material.
准备 DI. This picture, this picture.
This picture. This picture is talks about. This picture is talks about. This picture talks about barriers to visiting museums or art galleries, proportion of adults unable to visiting more often, including lack of time not available locally, transport problems, cost of entry, lack of information about events. According to the picture, the largest number can be found in lack of time, which is about 50. According to the picture, the smallest number can be found in lack of information about event, which is about 5%. In conclusion, the picture is pretty good.
你别开这种玩笑，做完了点 next。哎，这还没做。
忘记，刚刚忘记了。
注意，快阅读，注意一下第一句话的连贯紧凑。第一句话的连贯紧凑。
句号的连贯紧凑。好 ，This picture talks about where international companies have their European headquarters. This picture talks about where international companies have their European headquarters and number of European headquarters, including UK, Germany, Brazil, French. According to the picture, the largest number can be found in UK, which is about 200. According to the picture, the smallest number can be found in Spain, which is about 25. In conclusion, the picture is pretty good. 哎呀，读错了。
向前看，不要想自己读错了，注意整体的那种节奏感。
This picture talks about income. According to the picture, the largest number can be found in. This picture talks about income by age and gender. This picture talks about income by age and gender in the UK. Median income per tax, including gender, both age, female and male. According to the picture, the largest number can be found in female, which is about 40 to 44. According to the picture, the smallest number can be found in male, which is about under 20. In conclusion, the picture is pretty good. This picture talks about This picture talks about recycle. This picture talks about recycle. Manufacturers, recyclers, consumers, retailers. This picture talks about recycle. This picture talks about recycle, including recyclers, consumers, retailers, manufacturers. According to the picture, the largest number can be found in manufacturers, which is about retailers. According to the picture, the smallest number can be found in retailers, which is about consumers. In conclusion, the picture is pretty good.
记笔记。
Now, economists calculate, and it's a back-of-the-envelope calculation, that removing all immigration controls would double the size of the world economy. And even a small relaxation of immigration controls would lead to disproportionately big gains. Now, from an ethical point of view, it's hard to argue against a policy that would do so much to help people who are much poorer than ourselves. The famous RAND study reckons that the typical immigrant who arrives in the US ends up $20,000 a year better off. And it's not just the migrants themselves who gain, it's the countries that they come from. Already, the migrants working from poor countries, working in rich countries, send home around $200 billion a year through formal channels, and perhaps twice that through informal channels. And that compares to the mere $100 billion that Western governments give in aid. And those remittances, they're not wasted on weapons, they're not siphoned off into Swiss bank accounts, they go straight into the pockets of local people. They pay for food, they pay for clean medicine, clean water, they pay for medicines. They help keep kids in school, they help start up new businesses.
Economic benefits of migration.
注意重音哦，紧凑。
The picture is talking about immigration. The picture is talking about economic benefit of migration. According to the lecture, the speaker mentioned send home formal and send home informal. According to the lecture, the speaker mentioned economic calculate and immigration controls. According to the lecture, the speaker mentioned poor country and rich countries. According to the lecture, the speaker mentioned a lot of people pay for food and pay for medicine. In conclusion, the lecture is pretty good. Questions, please? No.
What is formed when snow melts?
Water.
Does mathematics or linguistics cover the study of the relationships between numbers?
Mathematics.
What's the word for the fourth basic arithmetical operation? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and
Division.
降调 division.
How many times does an isolated incident occur?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What type of coastal building warns sailors of dangerous coasts?
Lighthouse. lighthouse, lighthouse.